This young man had to abandon his dream of becoming a top-tier beast tamer, a common trope in any good beast taming manhwa, all to pay for his sister's medical bills by working as a low-level beast. His job involved entering mystical beast realms to mine various ores imbued with different elemental properties. Today, while on the job, our protagonist Leo suddenly heard a blood-curdling scream echo through the mines. Leo and his colleague Warren rushed over to the other miners to see what was happening, only to find one of them being viciously mauled by a mystical beast. A guy with purple hair stood nearby, looking completely unfazed, as another miner pointed a trembling finger at him and yelled, "Your beast has gone berserk, it's killing people." The other miners chimed in, their voices filled with fury. "Get it under control, you're its master, a beast tamer, stop just standing there like in some twisted monster summoner anime, and go call for help. There's no need to worry." At this, the purple-haired man flashed a sadistic grin. "I'll just let my nightmare wolf wipe you all out." The nightmare wolf then charged forward like a feral beast, attacking indiscriminately. Seeing their colleague torn to shreds, the other miners scattered and fled in terror. Only Leo stood his ground completely still. His mind raced back to an interview he had seen earlier. He'd overheard it on his way to the mines. Kenley, one of the most powerful S-rank beast tamers, a master who likely aimed for SSS rank evolution, had said, "Certain shadow-type mystical beasts can evolve into more powerful individuals by absorbing negative human emotions, like anger and despair. If you ever encounter this type of beast in the wild, please be extremely cautious." Remembering this key piece of information, Leo immediately yelled out, "Everyone stop running, we need to group up, don't panic. It'll only make the nightmare wolf stronger." This is a classic setup you'd see in a pet system webtoon. Its master is using our panic to force an evolution. "Please, everyone, stay calm. If we group up, the nightmare wolf won't be able to pick us off so easily." Hearing his words, the other miners stopped fleeing, their eyes fixed on Leo with a mixture of doubt and desperation. "I didn't expect this scrawny kid to have such a sharp mind." Just as he said, "My shadow attribute nightmare wolf needs to feast on your negative emotions as you die to evolve. Therefore, I'll give you two choices right now. 1, you can listen to that little brat band together and fight my nightmare wolf, and see if you can manage to subdue it before it slaughters every last one of you. Or, you can turn on each other, allowing my nightmare wolf to absorb enough energy to evolve." The miners exchanged silent, fearful glances. "This is bad. I can't let them fall for his trick. I have to find a way to calm everyone down. If this goes on, they'll definitely turn on one another." As his mind raced, Leo suddenly spotted a tattoo on the purple-haired man's arm. It was the insignia of a notorious beast-related criminal organization, the Night Hunter Syndicate. "He's a wanted criminal. I'll give you 5 seconds to decide." The purple-haired man pressed, beginning his countdown. "Everyone stay calm, don't trust him, he's a bad guy. He's a..." Before Leo could finish his warning, he was impaled through the chest. To make matters worse, the attacker was none other than the man he trusted, Warren. "Warren, why, little Leo, don't blame me. I don't want to die. I've looked out for you all this time, so isn't it only fair that you sacrifice yourself for me now? I have a wife and children at home." "But you have nothing right. I'm not fighting that nightmare wolf. He's no OP MC beast tamer. How can a mere human possibly fight? How could we possibly defeat a phantom beast? So just sacrifice yourself for me and my family." Van Hyen was enraged, and just as he was about to punch the man, another miner smashed him right in the face with a pickaxe. And then the miners began slaughtering each other for a chance to survive. The amount of negative energy they generated from this mutual destruction was immense, far more than the energy the nightmare wolf would have generated by killing them itself, which made the smile on Shin's face grow even wider. A short while later, the massacre finally ended. From a group of dozens of people, only 2 survivors remained, one of whom was Wang Jianguo. "Old Wang, what should we do now?" Wang Jianguo glanced at Van Hien, lying motionless in a pool of blood for a moment, then, without any hesitation, kicked his body into the lake. "We'll just say we had a mining accident today, and we won't breathe a single word about what really happened. We need to get our stories straight before we get out." After conspiring, Wang Jianguo and the other miner left the secret realm together. In the frigid water, Van Hien looked up towards Wang Jianguo, thinking resentfully, "I don't want to die like this. If I die, what will happen to Xiao Yan? Who will take care of her? I must live. I want revenge on that bastard Wang Jianguo. And I want revenge on that OP MC beast tamer too." As these thoughts raced through his mind, Van Hien began to lose consciousness. At that same moment, deep at the bottom of the lake, a pair of crimson eyes snapped open. Betrayal, hatred, rage, with such a powerful thirst for revenge, it seems this human could be of use. "Human I, this sovereign, shall entrust my power to you, in the hope that you will bring total destruction to this world that enslaves our kind." A while later, Van Hien broke the surface of the water. Looks like those guys are gone. Van Hien crawled onto the shore. Once his head cleared, he was shocked to find that all the wounds on his body had completely disappeared. That's when he noticed the strawberry cat he had unconsciously grabbed while he was underwater. Could this unconscious strawberry cat have saved me? But as far as I know, strawberry cats don't have any healing abilities. Suddenly, a notification panel popped up. The pet system Webtoon has been activated, initiating an SSS rank evolution. What is this thing that looks like a game interface? While Van Hien was still bewildered, another notification popped up. Mission: form a contract with the strawberry cat, Phantom Beast. Status incomplete. A contract with a Phantom Beast. Does that mean I have to become a beast tamer, like in a beast taming manhwa? I have to become a beast tamer if I want to get revenge on them. Thinking this, Van Hien turned to look at the strawberry cat. I don't know why this strawberry cat is here, but since it is, I'll make it my very first Phantom Beast. Van Hien reached out to touch the strawberry cat to form the contract, but it suddenly woke up. The moment it saw Van Hien's hand, it cautiously leaped backward and struck a fighting pose straight out of an Ip Man movie. It was pretty obvious what it planned to do next. Wait, I don't mean you any harm. I'm the one who saved you from the bottom of the lake. But despite his explanation, Van Hien still got a swift smack from the strawberry cat. You annoying cat, Van Hien shouted angrily. The strawberry cat immediately got into a stance ready for round 2. A while later, a disheveled Van Hien emerged from the secret realm carrying the strawberry cat, when someone suddenly shouted out, "There's movement at the portal. It looks like someone just came out. Hurry and check. This is bad. I can't let them know I'm still alive." Van Hien quickly hid behind a nearby wall and peeked at the two people who had just run over. Could that be the foreman from another mining team? With that thought, Van Hien continued to secretly observe their actions. That's strange. Did I mishear something? Let's go. Old Lee, there's no way anyone could have made it out alive. Wang Jianguo had some terrible luck today. So many of his good brothers were lost in that mine. That's right. When he got out, he screamed in agony and wanted to rush back in to save people. It's a good thing Liu Tu stopped him. I heard that other beast tamer went missing too, but that's not something for us to worry about. It's been 5 hours since the mine disaster. No one could have survived. Hearing them talk, Van Hien couldn't help but feel a surge of anger. If that bastard Wang Jianguo hadn't attacked me first, so many people wouldn't have had to die. Wang Jianguo, I will make you pay with my own hands. After the two men left, Van Hien didn't linger and quickly headed back. But when he got home, he discovered the apartment building where he and his sister lived was engulfed in flames. The neighbor saw Van Hien and urgently told him, "Little Hien, where have you been? Your apartment is on fire. I've already called the police, and the fire department will be here soon. By the way, where's little Nian? Wasn't she out with you?" "Nian, Nian," Van Hien shouted, then recklessly charged into the inferno. "Tu Nian, are you in there? Tu Nian, can you hear me?" After a moment, a voice responded from inside the room. "Brother. Asterisk, cough cough times. Tu Nian, wait for me. I'm coming to get you out right now." With that, Van Hien quickly tried to put the key in the lock, but the doorknob had been warped by the intense heat, making it impossible for him to open the door. "Open up." Van Hien yanked on the door with all his might, but the handle just broke off in his hand. Thinking of his sister still trapped inside, Van Hien refused to give up, trying to break down the door with all his strength, but it was no use. "Somebody help me. Can anyone save my sister? She's only 13 years old." In Van Hien's moment of despair, a notification chimed straight out of a pet system webtoon. Strawberry Cat has absorbed anger energy, preparing to awaken. Just 3 seconds later, the Strawberry Cat woke up and with a single move blew the door open. After the siblings reached safety, Van Hien told Tungian what happened inside the secret realm. The little girl hugged the Strawberry Cat, her face filled with worry. "So, that's what happened, brother. Maybe we should go to the police. No, dealing with Wang Jianguo is one thing, but if that other beast tamer finds out I'm still alive, he'll definitely come after us again. Don't worry, I won't let you be in danger again." The next day, in a certain forest, I caught a super rare flame fox yesterday. Well, I managed to snag an ice fang hound. Today, I'm gonna try my luck and see if I can find any wind-type mystical beasts. Van Hien sat silently in a corner, listening to the others talk, silently vowing to find a powerful beast with potential for an SSS rank evolution as soon as possible and become a true beast tamer. Only then could he prevent his sister from ever being in danger again. Just then, a few guys turned to look at Van Hien, and his Strawberry Cat then started mocking him. "Look at that kid. He actually formed a contract with a Strawberry Cat. What a noob. A novice beast tamer gets 2 contract slots, and he wasted one on a Strawberry Cat. He'll never become an OP MC beast tamer like that. He must be out of his mind." Van Hien ignored the comments, instead focusing on the stats of a few summoned beasts in the crowd, then compared them to his Strawberry Cat's stats. What's up with these guys summoned beasts? Why are they so pathetically weak? Or maybe there's something off about my strawberry cat. It has no attributes. Its next evolution stage is unknown. No strengths or weaknesses are listed. It has the rare attribute, Heavenly Emperor. Movement speed increased by 15% and attack speed increased by 15%. Martial Saint, damage dealt, increased by 30%. Immortal. Damage received reduced by 30%. Legendary attack speed increased by 15% and damage dealt increased by 15%. Are these stats even real for a strawberry cat? This is the kind of power you'd see from an OP-MC beast. Just then, a blonde-haired young man came scrambling out of the forest, screaming for help at the top of his lungs. There's a Tier 2 beast in the forest. The others were stunned when they heard this. A Tier 2 beast. Are you sure? Isn't this forest supposed to be a starter zone for the lowest level beasts? How could a Tier 2 possibly be here? If I can tame that Tier 2 beast, I'll be an invincible novice tamer. This is a classic plot from a beast taming manhwa. An interested young man asked, "Hey Blondie, do you know what kind of beast it is?" That beast was too fast. I only caught a glimpse of its afterimage. I'm guessing it's a Tier 2 lightning cat. The moment they heard Tier 2 lightning cat, everyone except the blonde guy and Van Hien rushed into the forest, hoping to be the first one to capture it. It's better if I stay out of this mess. I don't want a repeat of what happened with Wang Jianguo. Thinking this, Van Hien glanced at his strawberry cat, which was casually munching on a snack. "Strawberry cat, let's go catch a beast." The strawberry cat looked back at Van Hien, let out a meow of protest, and went right back to eating. "First I need to find an obedient beast, then we'll talk," Van Hien said angrily as he picked the strawberry cat up by the scruff of its neck. "No more eating, it's time to work." A moment later, the strawberry cat was running wild. "Stop running around." Even though this is a low-level beast dungeon, it's still dangerous. The strawberry cat meowed once, completely ignoring Van Hien's words, as if they were just the wind, and kept running which made Van Hien wonder why he always felt like this strawberry cat was just asking for a smackdown. Just then Van Hien felt something brush against his face. When he looked up he realized he had walked into a spider web, and what's more, a rock candy spider was lunging down at him, looking like it wanted to eat him alive. Luckily, Van Hien managed to dodge just in time or he would have been a goner. Rock candy spider, enraged. Next evolution stage, sweet spider king. Weakness fire. Rare attribute, ferocious. Damage increased by 10%. That's not right. Rock candy spiders are supposed to be extremely docile. What could have possibly provoked it into such a rage? Did I bump into something on my way here? Van Hien was still wondering when he ran past the strawberry cat, and suddenly noticed it was squaring up against the rock candy spider. Seeing the rock candy spider closing in, this darn cat didn't even try to run, ready to throw down for a one-on-one deathmatch. This is just like a scene from a monster summoner anime. Don't go. You stupid cat, you're just a level 5 newbie? How can you possibly fight a level 8 spider? As soon as Van Hien finished speaking, the rock candy spider shot out its web, instantly turning the strawberry cat into a cocoon. Now I finally see why. No beast tamer in any beast taming manhwa would ever want a strawberry cat. At least that's what he thought, but Wen Xuan still had the decency to run back, grab the strawberry cat, and make a run for it. After a moment, the candy spider shot out its web, and Wen Xuan dodged to the side, only to end up jumping straight off a cliff with no way back. Up at the cliff's edge, the candy spider was about to leave when it was suddenly sprayed with water and its body began to freeze over. A young man slowly approached, his dangerous gaze peering down into the abyss as the scene changes. Thanks to some serious plot armor, Wen Xuan survived. While his brain was still rebooting, the strawberry cat started screeching its head off. It turned out his entire backside was crushing the poor thing. "Sorry about that, are you okay?" Wen Xuan asked awkwardly. After confirming the cat was unharmed, he let out a sigh of relief and started to survey his surroundings. Looking at the situation here, it seems we've fallen into the valley of the western forest, and so the man and his pet began to wander through the woods, searching for a way out, just like in some monster summoner anime. After a while, they ran into a Mimi sheep. With just one slap, the strawberry cat knocked the opponent out cold. Wen Xuan started to feel that something was off. Sheep are supposed to be very docile phantom beasts. So why were all the phantom beasts they'd seen today so aggressive? He turned to look at the strawberry cat with a judgmental stare. Could it really be that desperate for a fight? That's a possibility. Looking at its attitude, sometimes I want to smack it around a bit too. Just then, the pet system Webtoon interface popped up. Me sheep berserk unconscious. This sheep is already unconscious. So why is its status still berserk? Something's not right if it's not a problem with the phantom beasts. Then this valley is the problem. I have to get the strawberry cat out of here before something happens. Thinking this, Wenxuan immediately said, "Strawberry Cat, come with me. I think we can escape that way. We need to get out of here quickly." Meow, the Strawberry Cat cried out once, then turned its butt and walked in the opposite direction. This cat has had issues for a long time. Wenxuan angrily shouted, "I already told you, can't you just listen to me for once? It's very dangerous here." The Strawberry Cat still wouldn't listen and insisted on going its own way, leaving Wenxuan with no choice but to follow it. After a while, he realized the cat wasn't just wandering aimlessly but was leading him to a house. "There's actually a house built by humans here. Did you bring me here on purpose?" The Strawberry Cat meowed in agreement. Suddenly, a cloud of red smoke billowed out from inside the house, followed by a blood-curdling scream that sent a shiver down Wenxuan's spine. What in the world was that terrifying sound? "Meow meow," the Strawberry Cat cried out twice. Wenxuan understood what it wanted, so he picked up a nearby piece of wood and followed it into the house. As soon as the door opened, a pungent smell wafted out, making it hard to breathe. Inside, there was no furniture, just a room filled with iron cages. Just then, a faint cry caught Wenxuan's attention. "An Arctic dog. How could it be injured like this, Strawberry Cat? Can you break this lock?" The Strawberry Cat immediately sent the lock flying with a single punch. Wenxuan, who was far from being an OPMC beast tamer, yet couldn't help but feel pity looking at the Arctic dog's miserable condition. Who on earth could do something so cruel? Number 005. Arctic dog, near death, severely injured, bleeding, afflicted with ice poison, weak to fire attribute. Next evolution stage, currently unable to evolve, a far cry from an SSS rank evolution. Wenxuan read the Arctic dog's information and then took out a vial of blue liquid from his bag. "Even though he only had the lowest grade healing potion right now, but I can only give it a try. Hopefully it'll work." Seeing the potion in Wenxuan's hand, the Arctic dog whimpered, its small body trembling uncontrollably in fear. "I'm trying to save you, don't be afraid." Wenxuan gently reassured it before pouring the potion into the Arctic dog's mouth. He looked at the spirit beasts trapped in iron cages, silently fuming with anger. All the spirit beasts here had been subjected to brutal torture. Someone was conducting some extremely cruel experiments, perhaps trying to force an SSS rank evolution. This kind of behavior had to be their doing. While Wenxuan was lost in thought, the Arctic dog gently tugged on his pant leg, startling him. "You can stand up now, that's great. It looks like the healing potion worked." The Arctic dog let out a bark, its eyes pleading with Wenxuan. Understanding its intent, he immediately followed the Arctic dog to a cellar behind the house. The stench here was even stronger, making it look like another testing site. Wenxuan grabbed a flashlight and followed the Strawberry Cat deeper into the cellar, a solitary cellar like this. Could there be something special down here? Soon enough, Wenxuan got his answer. A massive creature let out a roar and lunged toward the Strawberry Cat. Fortunately, Wenxuan lunged forward in the nick of time, snatching the Strawberry Cat and leaping aside, saving its life. Only then did he realize the creature that had just attacked the Strawberry Cat was a second-tier spirit beast, a bloodthirsty hound, a monster straight out of a monster summoner anime. Number 019. Berserk, bloodthirsty hound heavily injured, hemorrhaging, fire attribute weak to ice, cruel, increases damage dealt by 5%, increases damage received by 10%. Bloodthirsty 5% of damage dealt is converted into its own health. While reading the Bloodthirsty Hound's description from his pet system Webtoon-like interface, Wenxuan noticed it was wearing a collar. Was it trapped here? Just then, the Arctic dog suddenly dashed towards the Bloodthirsty Hound. "Don't go over there. Do you have a death wish?" Contrary to what Wenxuan expected, the Arctic dog simply nuzzled against the Bloodthirsty Hound's head, instantly calming its aggressive demeanor. Then the Arctic dog turned its head and barked at Wenxuan. "What does it want, calling me over like that?" Wenxuan looked at the Strawberry Cat in confusion, only to get a side-eye in return. "All right, you have to tell it not to attack, then we'll go over," Wenxuan said to his little translator, the Arctic dog. After the Arctic dog relayed the message to the Bloodthirsty Hound, and seeing that the Bloodthirsty Hound showed no further signs of aggression, Wenxuan finally felt safe enough to approach. During this time, he happened to spot a notebook on the table titled Experiment Log. Day 1 of the experiment. A new test subject has finally been acquired. Captured 2 Arctic dogs. Today they appear to be a mother and her pup. Day 9 of the experiment. I forced the larger Arctic dog to consume the corpses of other spirit beasts. I'm truly looking forward to its changes. Day 15 of the experiment. This Arctic dog is rather difficult to handle. Its willpower is so strong it's disgusting. But I struck down its pup right in front of the larger one. It finally snapped. Haha. Day 20 of the experiment. The Arctic dog is still alive. This is perfect. After the mother undergoes its SSS rank evolution into a bloodthirsty hound, I can make it devour its own pup. Perhaps this will trigger some unexpected changes in the bloodthirsty hound. Wen Xuan trembled with rage as he read the log. This was the dark side of the beast-taming manhwa world. What kind of monster could do something like this? Don't be afraid, I'll save you both right now. Wen Xuan, the OPMC beast tamer, promised the mother and her pup, then turned to Strawberry Cat. Strawberry Cat, you go break the chain and I'll try to get this collar off. Strawberry Cat somehow found a hammer. As soon as Wen Xuan gave the order, it immediately followed, making him wonder if this was some kind of pet system Webtoon power-up. Or has Strawberry Cat really started listening to me? Whatever, first things first, let's rescue this bloodthirsty hound. After a struggle, Wen Xuan finally managed to remove the heavy collar from the bloodthirsty hound's neck, sensing its potential for an SSS rank evolution. I finally did it. It's a good thing I worked in the mines for so many years. Anyone else definitely wouldn't have this kind of stamina. The Arctic wolf pup saw Wen Xuan panting and came over to nuzzle against him. Alright, I get it, don't worry. I just need to rest for a bit and then I'll go save your mother. Next up, there's only one last collar. Just then, the bloodthirsty hound suddenly growled and lunged towards Wen Xuan, startling him. But he quickly realized why it did that. There were human voices. Could it be the person running this experiment? He thought to himself. Wen Xuan and Strawberry Cat quickly hid behind a stack of crates behind the bloodthirsty hound. Then he whispered, "Bloodthirsty hound, wrap the chains back around yourself. Don't let them see." Just a moment later, someone was shoved down into the basement. "Please don't hurt me, I swear I won't tell anyone." The young man who was pushed down, he begged in fear. It was the beast tamer he had met at the entrance to the secret forest dungeon. Why is he here? While Wen Xuan was wondering, the blonde-haired guy walked in carrying an injured Arctic wolf pup and replied with a smile. "Don't worry, I'm quite merciful towards humans. I only play around with the phantom beasts." Isn't this the guy who said there was a level 2 phantom beast in the forest? Could this lab belong to him? Wen Xuan guessed, then silently observed the situation. Are you curious why this usually obedient Arctic wolf decided to attack you today? Hearing the blonde guy's question, the young man began to suspect. Could it be, you did something, because I spread a lot of rose pollen throughout this forest. It can make all the phantom beasts in the secret forest dungeon go berserk and kill each other, the blonde guy explained. Now Wen Xuan understood what the red smoke he saw earlier was. Alright, now you can rest in peace. With that, the blonde guy aimed his crossbow at the young man. Please let me go. I'll never tell anyone about this. Besides, if I don't come back, the police will definitely come here to investigate. In the end, the blonde guy still finished him off. Idiot, a beast tamer died in a secret dungeon who would care about something so trivial. You two can obediently become food for my phantom beasts as well. This guy is a total psycho, like a villain from a dark monster summoner anime. I need to get help fast. Like any OP-MC beast tamer, Wen Xuan formulated a plan on the spot, peeking out to whisper to the bloodthirsty hound, "I'll get your pup out of here. And then I'll call for backup. Can you try to distract him?" Hearing this, the bloodthirsty hound turned and snarled at the blonde guy, successfully getting his attention. "Stop yelling, didn't I just bring you some food?" The bloodthirsty hound didn't listen and only roared louder. "Why are you so full of energy today? Is it because I took care of that human in front of you?" While the blonde guy was busy talking to the bloodthirsty hound, covered in blood, Van Hien tiptoed towards the door, carrying the Arctic hound, only to find the exit blocked by a wall of ice. What's more, a Tier 2 ice-type monster, the Ice Demon Flower, was guarding it. Well, looks like we've caught a little mouse that snuck in. The Ice Demon Flower froze the little mouse's legs. After the Ice Demon Flower restrained Van Hien, the blonde guy fired an arrow to finish him off. But just as the arrow was about to hit the bloodthirsty hound, lunged out and shattered it with its jaws. How did this thing get out? The blonde guy noticed the removed collar and furiously yelled at Van Hien. "Do you have any idea what you've done? This hound is going to wipe us all out." Van Hien, ever the OPMC beast tamer just smirked and replied, "I wouldn't be so sure." "Bloodthirsty hound, your chance for revenge has come." The hound let out a roar and charged toward the blonde guy. The blonde guy scrambled back and commanded Ice Demon Flower, "Stop it." But before the monster could even react, it was swallowed whole by the bloodthirsty hound. As the Ice Demon Flower's consciousness faded, the ice restraining Van Hien's legs melted away. The blonde guy immediately ran to unlock the cages, holding 3 other monsters, ordering, "All of you get out here, and destroy that hound for me." One monster charged forward, only to be one-shotted by the bloodthirsty hound, a true testament to its potential for an **SSS rank evolution. Get in there. If you don't, I'll make your lives a living hell. Hearing the blonde guy's threat, the two monsters had no choice but to risk it all and attack the bloodthirsty hound together. Good. I just need this cannon fodder to buy me some time, the blonde guy thought to himself as he made a run for it. Seeing this, Van Hien and Strawberry Cat immediately gave chase. Suddenly, Strawberry Cat dashed forward and used its meow meow punch, knocking the blonde guy to the ground. It then stared at the blonde guy, its eyes seeming to say, "Go on, why aren't you running anymore? After pulling a stunt like that, you didn't really think you could get away, did you?" Van Hien said. "Wait, I wasn't trying to run," the blonde guy pleaded as he deliberately backed towards a wall and slowly placed his hand on a switch. By the time Van Hien realized what he was doing, it was too late. The moment the switch was flipped, a cloud of red smoke billowed down from the ceiling. Instantly, all the monster's eyes turned blood red. Van Hien furiously grabbed the blonde guy by the collar, shouting, "Damn it, are you crazy? You're not just going to get the beasts killed, you'll die too. You think I'm as dumb as you are?" The blonde guy smirked, stepped back and pressed a button on the wall, causing a metal gate to slam down, separating him from Van Hien. "Only you're going to die, you fools." A loud roar erupted behind Van Hien. The bloodthirsty hound had finally finished off the two other monsters, a scene worthy of a top-tier monster summoner anime, but it had sustained serious injuries in the process. The situation was dire. Van Hien, a true pro in this beast taming manhwa, but just as he reached the foot of the stairs, he was suddenly trapped by 2 blocks of ice. The ice demon flower was still alive, using the last of its strength to hold Van Hien down. The bloodthirsty hound, now a feral beast, charged straight for him. The Arctic hound let out a small bark, its shimmering eyes fixed on the bloodthirsty hound. The berserk beast raised its claws and shattered the ice holding Van Hien. Could it have recognized its own cub, even after inhaling so much of that red smoke? While Van Hien was pondering this, Strawberry Cat, a star of this pet system, Webtoon suddenly leaped into the air, using its high-level martial god skill, Meow Meow Punch, to destroy the smoke machine, blowing the roof clean off in the process. The metal gate still stood between the blonde guy and Van Hien. Hien was also blown back. How is this possible? While the blonde guy was still in shock, Van Hien walked up to him and said coldly, "You're next." Wait, I was wrong, please spare me, I'll never do it again. I'll give you all of my phantom beasts, okay? Just spare me this one time." As he spoke, the blonde guy took out all the orbs containing his phantom beasts and pushed them to Van Hien's feet. Van Hien looked down at him with an indifferent expression and asked, "The beast tamers and phantom beasts you killed before also begged for their lives, didn't they? How did you answer them?" The blonde guy was speechless. Then he screamed, Stop. If you dare to lay a hand on me, you won't get away with it either. You'll definitely be thrown in jail." Van Hien let out a soft, "Oh, that does make some sense. But in a dangerous secret realm like this, it's perfectly normal for 1 or 2 beast tamers to lose their lives, isn't it?" As soon as he finished speaking, the bloodthirsty hound had already moved behind him, its blood-red eyes staring intently at the blonde guy. Knowing he couldn't escape, the blonde guy gritted his teeth and roared, "You, even if I..." Before he could finish shouting, Van Hien spoke, "Do it." Instantly, the bloodthirsty hound lunged forward to tear him apart, a brutal scene worthy of a dark monster summoner anime. Van Hien had no interest in watching. He turned to leave and said, "Strawberry Cat, let's go." Just then, the bloodthirsty hound gently tugged at his sleeve with its mouth. Van Hien looked at it suspiciously and asked, "What's wrong?" The bloodthirsty hound gently nudged the Arctic hound towards Van Hien with its head. Van Hien asked in surprise, "You want me to take care of your child?" At the same time, through the pet system Webtoon-like interface, he could see that it was on the verge of death, and there was no way to save it. The bloodthirsty hound let out a soft whimper, as if in response to Van Hien. "All right, I promise you I will definitely take care of it until it's grown." Making a solemn promise, Van Hien picked up the Arctic hound with both hands and decisively turned to leave. The Arctic hound looked at the bloodthirsty hound and let out a few sorrowful yelps. The bloodthirsty hound's gaze never left it. As it moved further away, then its eyes slowly closed and it collapsed to the ground, showing no more signs of life. A while later, when Van Hien and the 2 phantom beasts got outside, they found that the sun had already risen. How do I form a contract with these 2 phantom beasts? I've tried all the methods online so many times, but nothing's worked. Oh well, I'll worry about the contract later. This little guy must be exhausted. First, I need to figure out its SSS rank evolution path. Thinking this, Van Hien looked down at the Arctic hound in his arms, and a system panel instantly appeared. Arctic hound's evolution materials: 3. Ice crystal ores, 10. Frostbone grass, 1. Evolution crystal. It seems the evolution materials for the Arctic hound aren't too hard to find. But what on earth is this cat? He wondered to himself. Van Hien's gaze shifted to the strawberry cat walking beside him. System panel 99, ice crystal ores 99, flame cloud ores 99, lightning ores, 1 evolution crystal. These numbers look like a display bug, but it only requires 1 evolution crystal. I don't know if that's lucky or unlucky. As he was pondering, Van Hien suddenly noticed a conversation between 2 people nearby. Hey, did you hear? People have been dying in the mining area recently. What's so strange about that? Plenty of beast tamers die in the secret realms. Van Hien was startled and thought to himself, the mining area, could it be? He quickly ran over to the 2 people and spoke up. Hello, can you 2 tell me more about what's happening at the mine? The 2 of them looked at him for a moment before one of them spoke. Okay. At the same time, inside the mine, help, somebody help me. Amidst the desperate screams of the miners, a nightmare wolf was chasing them down like the Grim Reaper, taking their lives one by one. Not far away, the purple-haired guy looked at Wang Jiangguo and said with a laugh, it's a good thing I didn't get rid of you the first time. Otherwise, how would I have found such an obedient dog like you? Wang Jiangguo bowed obsequiously and said with a smile, I live to serve you, my lord. The purple-haired guy spoke, you've helped me kill over 10 miners, and now my nightmare wolf is on the verge of its next evolution. Wang Jiangguo replied, it was my duty. The purple-haired guy took out an orb containing a phantom beast and said, here, I want to give you this for your performance for the organization. A phantom beast for you? This is an extra reward from me, Wang Jiangguo asked excitedly. Oh my honorable lord, does this mean I can also become a beast tamer? Of course, I told you the organization doesn't mistreat anyone who contributes. Wang Jiangguo bowed respectfully. Thank you, my lord, thank you so much. All right, get rid of the miners' bodies. We need to bring more people in tomorrow. Understood. The next day, Wen Xuan, wearing a hooded jacket and a mask, disguised himself as a miner and blended in with the others, heading to the mine in the forest. Wang Jiangguo noticed him. Thinking he was a new guy, he proactively approached him to start a conversation. Hello, young man, excuse me. Wen Xuan turned to look at him and thought to himself, Wang Jiangguo, it really is you. Wang Jiangguo smiled and continued, I'm Wang Jiangguo, the foreman of this mining team. Sorry to trouble you today. Wen Xuan replied coldly. Yeah, just then, a female miner named Chen Lele walked over, displeased with Wen Xuan. Hey you, why are you being so disrespectful to Foreman Wang? Wen Xuan looked at her in surprise and asked, who are you? Chen Lele replied, my name is Chen Lele, and I'll also be going down into the mine with Foreman Wang today. Hearing this, Wen Xuan thought suspiciously, is this girl crazy? Also, why is the mining team hiring child labor? Then he kindly spoke up to warn her. Hey, underage people aren't allowed in the mines. Chen Lele angrily retorted, I'm already an adult, thank you very much. Wang Jiangguo spoke up, all right, that's enough. Everyone, get ready, let's head down into the mine. Hearing this, everyone gathered and followed behind Wang Jiangguo. Chen Lele was filled with determination, thinking to herself, this is the mine where the serial murders have been happening. I must uncover the truth behind these deaths, then I can hold my head high in the team and they won't look down on me anymore. Wen Xuan, walking beside her, glanced at her and thought, is this her first time in a mine too? She looks way too tense. Before long, the group passed through the gate and entered the mining area. I'm back here again. Wang Jiangguo, you better hope things aren't what I think they are, or else. Wen Xuan stared intently at Wang Jiangguo, thinking to himself. Meanwhile, the foreman took out a piece of fire cloud ore and said to everyone, everyone, in my hand is the fire cloud ore we need to mine this time. We'll split into groups of at least 2 people in a bit. If you run into any trouble while digging, you must call for help immediately. Now, let's get to work. Everyone started chatting excitedly. Old Li, let's be on the same team. Old Liu, I'm counting on you this time. No problem. Everyone was laughing and talking, looking for someone to partner up with. Only Tran Lo stood still in one spot, her head bowed and lips pressed tightly together, not saying a word. Seeing this, Van Hien offered, if you don't have a partner, do you want to mine with me? Tran Lo exclaimed. Who said, I don't have a partner, I'm plenty strong. I think you're the one nobody wants to team up with. Yeah, if you don't want to, I'll just find someone else. After saying that, Van Hien turned to leave. Tran Lele hurriedly grabbed his shirt and said defiantly, Fine, you look pathetic enough so I'll help you out this time, but don't you dare drag me down. You silly girl. Van Hien turned his head back and replied, yeah. Then he asked Tran Lele, this is your first time down in the mines, isn't it? Tran Lele answered, yes, that's right, but don't worry, I'm very confident in my own strength. Van Hien said, that's not what I meant. I just wanted to warn you to stay away from Wang Jiangguo, the farther the better. Tran Lele frowned and asked, What do you mean by that? Do you know something? Van Hien replied, it's just some friendly advice, take it or leave it. A while later, in a section of the mine, Tran Le placed a fire cloud ore she had just extracted onto a cart, wiping away her sweat, and murmuring, being a miner is way tougher than I imagined. Van Hien walked over with a bottle of water and offered it to her. You've worked hard, you should take a break. Before he could finish his sentence, a piercing scream suddenly echoed through the mine, causing both of their expressions to change instantly. Tran Le wondered, what was that? While Van Hien thought, so it begins. Then, without a moment's hesitation, the two of them sprinted toward the source of the scream. Miners from other sections of the mine did the same. A moment later, upon arriving at the scene, everyone's jaws dropped as they stared at the massive fire cloud ore before them, exclaiming, a massive crystal ore. My God, how much is this thing worth? This ore is gigantic. We've struck it rich, we're rich. The miner Liu laughed triumphantly. I'm the one who found this, you know. When we split the money, I better get the biggest cut. Another miner slung an arm around Liu's shoulder and said, Old Liu, you've really hit the jackpot this time. A crystal this size has to be worth at least 5 million. Miner Liu chuckled and said, when this is all over, I'll treat everyone to a feast. Meanwhile, Wang Jianguo quietly walked closer to the massive ore, a vicious thought forming in his mind. This ore is all mine. Luckily, that OPMC beast tamer was busy preparing evolution materials for his phantom beast yesterday, so he didn't show up today. Otherwise, a massive find like this would have undoubtedly ended up in his hands. If I just get rid of them and take this ore for myself, I might achieve my own SSS rank evolution and surpass even that beast tamer. Just then, Miner Liu walked over to Wang Jianguo and asked with a smile, Captain Wang, according to the rules, I get 60%, 10% goes to the mining association, and the remaining 30% is split among everyone else, right? Hearing this, Wang Jianguo went quiet, but he quickly concealed his expression and turned back with a smile. That's right, exactly as you said. A second later, he suddenly whipped out a dagger and plunged it straight into Miner Liu's neck. Miner Liu's eyes widened in shock, staring at Wang Jianguo in disbelief before collapsing to the ground. The other miners finally snapped out of their shock and screamed in terror. What's going on? Wang Jianguo glared at them with bloodshot eyes and a menacing grin. Today this ore belongs to me, Wang Jianguo, and me alone. Who agrees, and who objects? Standing among the miners, Van Hien's brow furrowed as he muttered to himself, Wang Jianguo, if you don't want to be human anymore, then don't blame me. Just as he was about to make his move, a loud shout echoed through the area. Voom Kin Kwok. Everyone turned towards the voice and saw Tran Le aiming a gun at Voom Kin Kwok. Voom Kin Kwok frowned, thinking to himself, how did a cop manage to infiltrate this place? Could it be that everything I've done has been exposed? Seeing him still clutching the dagger, Tran Le shouted again, Voom Kin Kwok, drop your weapon immediately right now. The miners cried out in joy. It turns out there's a cop here. This is great. We're saved. As for Voom Kin Kwok, threatened by the gun in Tran Le's hand, he had no choice but to comply and let the dagger fall to the ground. Tran Le ordered bandage the injured man immediately and call an ambulance now. The miners shouted in agreement, then rushed over together to check on the miner named Lu's injuries. Voom Kin Kwok spoke up, I never expected you to be a cop. What a failure. Tran Le retorted, did you really think you could do all those things and no one would find out? Van Hien, standing off to the side, frowned slightly. He had a feeling something was off, certain that Voom Kin Kwok wouldn't give up this easily. With that thought, his gaze locked on to Voom Kin Kwok, and he noticed the man suddenly break into a smirk. He had a bad feeling. Van Hien quickly yelled, this is bad, Tran Le, get out of the way. The very next instant, something sharp suddenly erupted from the ground beneath Tran Le's feet, shooting straight for her. Thanks to Van Hien's warning, she managed to react just in time, throwing herself backward to dodge, and only receiving a small cut on her face. But just as she was about to make her next move, she was shocked to find her body completely paralyzed. Forcing her head up to look at her attacker, she gasped in shock. A summoned beast like something from a monster summoner, anime a poison thorn, scorpion dark attribute. Its next evolution stage, a potential SSS rank evolution, is the venomous scorpion king. It's like a status window from a pet system webtoon. Its basic attributes are level 3 out of 25, strength 15 out of 60, agility 12 out of 70, and intelligence 18 out of 60. Strong against dark, weak against light. Haha, you all underestimated me. Of course I came prepared, you little witch. You love being an undercover agent, don't you? Today I'll make sure there's not enough of you left for a proper burial, he said with a laugh. As Voom Kin Kwok walked over and snatched the gun from Tran Le's hand, Tran Le screamed, everyone run! Voom Kin Kwok roared, freeze! Anyone who runs gets a bullet. I'll give you all a chance. Just take care of this cop for me, and I guarantee I'll let you walk out of here alive. How about it? Trenlele cried out. Don't believe him. There are only 3 bullets left in the gun. He can't get all of you. If just one person escapes and calls the cops, he'll definitely face justice. Don't be so naive. What idiot is going to rush forward and eat the first bullet? Today, you'll all do the same thing I did back then. Choose to take her out in exchange for your own lives. That's just human nature. The moment Vung Qin Kwok finished speaking, he was sent flying by a powerful punch from Van Hien. Then he pulled down his hood and said, Vung Qin Kwok, long time no see. Still, remember this face, Vung Qin Kwok said angrily. Li Van Hien, you're actually still alive. Van Hien frowned and asked, what? You mean you already suspected it? Vung Qin Kwok snorted and said, that night I planned to burn your sister alive. But the next day, there was no news about a fire. So I figured, you probably weren't dead, but you're a tough one to kill. I stabbed you 3 times, and had the workers beat you with shovels, yet you still managed to survive. The miners were utterly bewildered. Their eyes met as one whispered, hey, what do we do now? Even the police couldn't protect themselves. That's right, we thought we were saved, but it was just false hope. Wang Jianguo turned to them and said, I already told you, just take care of these 2, and I'll let you walk out of here alive. The miners cried out. He's forcing us to be his accomplices. Wang Jianguo sneered and said, since we're all in the same boat now, I don't need to deal with you anymore. So what are you waiting for? The miners cursed under their breath. Damn it. Looks like we have no other choice. Seeing them pick up their weapons and stare at him, Van Hien calmly spoke. It's fine, you're free to choose whatever you want. After all, only the strong survive. But right after that, a look of surprise appeared on his face, as he saw the miners turn in unison to stare at Wang Jianguo. Wang Jianguo shouted, do you all have a death wish? The miners replied, cut the crap. I'm not cowardly enough to kill a kid who's barely grown hair just to save my own skin. Kid, get the little girl out of here. This is adult business. Wang Jianguo gritted his teeth and said, if you don't want to live, then don't blame me. Next he pointed his gun at the miners and yelled, you're all just a bunch of disobedient fools. At that very moment, a blast of ice energy shot from behind the miners straight at Wang Jianguo's gun, hand freezing his arm solid, causing the gun to fall to the ground. The miners exclaimed in shock, what was that? They quickly turned around and saw an ice dog resting on Van Hien's shoulder. Wang Jianguo stared at Van Hien in disbelief and cried out, you're a beast tamer. The miners cheered. This kid is so young, yet he's already a beast tamer. That's right, this is great. We're definitely going to be saved this time. It's like we're in a beast taming manhwa. Wang Jianguo, however, just snorted and said, just a mere dog dares to be a phantom beast. This isn't some monster summoner anime poison thorn scorpion. Get up there and deal with these animals for me. Hearing the command, the poison thorn scorpion opened its mouth and spat a toxic fluid towards the miners. Seeing this, Van Hien, our OPMC beast tamer, gave an order, Arctic Pup, stop that poison. Obeying the command, the Arctic Pup also opened its mouth and shot out a blast of cold energy, not only blocking the poison, but also having enough force left to fly towards the poison thorn scorpion. The scorpion leaped up to dodge, then used its legs to break the ground and burrowed inside. The miners shouted, that scorpion can actually drill into the ground. Li Van Hien, be careful underneath you. Wang Jianguo laughed loudly and said, Li Van Hien, if you get on your knees and beg me now, I might consider sparing your life. Van Hien replied, Wang Jianguo, no matter how you beg me, I will not spare your life. Wang Jianguo roared in anger, you insolent brat, poison thorn, scorpion, take this arrogant punk's life for me. In an instant, the poison thorn scorpion suddenly burst out from the ground near Van Hien's feet, launching a surprise attack so fast he couldn't react. Fortunately, in that critical moment, the strawberry cat appeared a surprise summon from his incredible pet system Webtoon-like ability, sending the poison thorn scorpion flying with a single kick, its body slamming hard against the rock wall behind it, before falling to the ground. Seeing the poison thorn scorpion lying motionless on the ground, Wang Jianguo cried out in disbelief. The strawberry cat, impossible. Van Hien said, I told you I won't spare you. Wang Jianguo screamed, how can you have 2 phantom beasts? This kind of power hinted at a future SSS rank evolution. When Xuan didn't answer, he picked up a shovel and walked up to Wang Jianguo. I'll send you off, he yelled. Just as Wen Xuan raised the shovel to strike, Chen Lele lunged forward, grabbing him and saying, Li Wen Xuan, stop. You can't do this. Once you take this step, there's no turning back. Hand him over to me. I guarantee he'll get the sentence he deserves. When Xuan spoke up, I know, get up already, I can't breathe. Strawberry Cat, a key part of his pet system Webtoon-like arsenal, stood to the side, suddenly smirking. The miners cheered. This is great, we're finally saved. Looks like we're really safe this time. It's just a shame about this mine. A moment later, Chen Lele cuffed Wang Jianguo, then looked between him and Wen Xuan, saying, "All right, you're coming with me to the station. And you, what the hell were you planning to do? You're coming back with me to give a full statement." Then, Chen Lele looked at the miners and said, "Everyone can leave now." Just then, the ground beneath them suddenly began to shake violently. Wen Xuan quickly shouted a warning. "This is bad. The rock walls around here were damaged earlier. I'm afraid a mine collapse is imminent. Everyone run." The miners immediately turned and fled, shouting, "Run, the mine's about to collapse. Everyone get out of here." Chen Lele, however, stood frozen, silently cursing her own body. She had barely managed to move before, and still couldn't use her full strength at will. Damn it. Then Chen Lele noticed a massive boulder falling right towards her position. Luckily, Wang Xuan saw it and lunged to save her from danger, then turned to his two phantom beasts and said, "Strawberry Cat, Arctic Dog, you two get her out of here first. I'll be right behind you." The two phantom beasts cried out in response, answering their master. Afterward, Wen Xuan turned and ran back inside, saying, "Chen Lele, you need to go now. I'll bring that Wang Jianguo guy out for you." Chen Lele replied, Okay." But Wen Xuan had only taken a few steps when a large number of massive rocks fell, completely blocking the exit behind him. Chen Lele shouted from the outside, "Li Wenxuan, are you okay?" Wen Xuan shouted back from inside, "I'm fine. Get out of here. I have my own way out. This is nothing for an OPMC beast tamer like me." Behind him, Wang Jianguo grinned and said, "Li Wenxuan, you got what you deserved going through all that trouble to catch me, but in the end, you'll just be buried here with me." Wen Xuan turned around, putting his hand in his pocket as he spoke. "I'll say it one more time. I will absolutely not let you off the hook. The reason I didn't finish you earlier wasn't out of mercy. It's just that there were too many eyes watching, so I deliberately stayed behind." When Wen Xuan, the protagonist of this beast-taming manhwa, pulled a gun from his pocket and aimed it at him, Wang Jianguo panicked and yelled, "What? What do you mean?" Wen Xuan smiled and replied, "It means I'm going to take your life." Wen Xuan then asked Wang Jianguo, "The recent string of mining accidents, you were actually the one behind them, weren't you? Why would you do that?" Wang Jianguo cried out, I was forced to do it. If I didn't help him kill those people, he would have exposed my secrets." Wen Xuan frowned and asked, "You're saying he is that scumbag beast tamer, the one who acts like he's straight out of a dark monster summoner anime?" Wang Jianguo replied, "Yes, that's right. He's obsessed with achieving an SSS rank evolution for his beasts. Please spare my life. I'll help you lure him out. No need. Right now, the only thing you need to do is go straight to hell for me." With that, Wen Xuan raised his gun and fired a shot, causing a massive boulder to fall right on top of Wang Jianguo. Wang Jianguo's eyes went wide as he stared at the boulder, screaming, "Help, save me." But Van Hien had no intention of saving him. He watched indifferently as the massive boulder fell, crushing the man beneath it. "So you only cry for help when it's your turn to die. Scum." With that, he turned and walked away, completely unaware that a stream of purple energy was escaping from Wang Jianguo's body and flying outside. Outside, everyone was frantically moving boulders to clear the passageway. Chen Lele shouted, "Everyone dig faster. Li Van Hien and Wang Jianguo are still in there." Just then, the purple energy suddenly shot out from a crack in the rocks and entered the strawberry cat's body, causing it to cry out in pain and collapse. A nearby miner saw this and yelled, "Hey, that kid's summoned monster just fainted." Another miner chimed in, "Quick, get it to some fresh air." A moment later, they placed the strawberry cat a safe distance from the mine and said, "Little guy, you just rest here for now. Don't worry, we'll definitely rescue your master." That night in the hospital, Van Hien, who had been in a coma, suddenly woke with a start and sat bolt upright. Glancing around, it took Van Hien a few dozen seconds to realize he was in a hospital. Then his gaze fell upon his two mystical beasts, sleeping soundly at the foot of the bed. He thought to himself, "It's a good thing I have these two. Without them, I would have been buried alive with Wang Jianguo in that cave." Just then, the hospital room door opened, and a woman walked in speaking. "So you're awake?" Van Hien asked. "Are you a doctor?" The woman replied, "Let me introduce myself. I am the vice president of the Beast Tamer Association." Van Hien asked in shock, "What? The vice president? You mean the vice president of the Tianyun City Beast Tamer Association?" Bai Shi nodded in confirmation. "Yes, that's me." He then asked, "What business do you have with me?" Bai Shi glanced at his two beasts and said, "It's because of these two, of course. Li Van Hien, we've investigated and found that you don't possess a beast tamer license, nor are you registered with the association. According to regulations, we will have to confiscate these two beasts." Van Hien screamed internally, "No way. Without my beasts, I'll be defenseless. I absolutely have to keep these two little guys." Thinking this, Van Hien spoke up. These two beasts, Bai Shi cut him off. First of all, don't worry. I'm here with a proposal. We'll give you a chance to take the Beast Tamer qualification exam. If you can pass, you can keep your pets, just like a classic pet system webtoon quest. Van Hien asked, and what if I don't pass? Bai Shi replied. Then you keep taking it until you do. Van Hien asked seriously. Vice President Bai Shi, may I ask why you're giving me this opportunity? Bai Shi answered, I heard from the workers that during the cave-in, your beast tried with all its might to dig open the blocked tunnel. Therefore, Bai Shi continued, I feel your beast is far from ordinary, perhaps even capable of an SSS rank evolution. All wild beasts are hostile towards humans. The only difference is the degree of that hostility. Only when a beast tamer and a beast form a contract can a cooperative relationship be established, which is something both sides need. In other words, without a contract, beasts have no reason to proactively help humans. So I'm very curious, what method did this OPMC beast tamer use to make two uncontracted beasts so loyal they were willing to save you? Van Hien asked. I assume I don't have the right or reason to refuse. Right, Bai Shi said with a smile. You're very smart. It looks like you'll definitely be able to become a beast tamer. Wen Xuan said, instead of beast tamer, wouldn't lab rat be a more fitting description for me? Bai Shi replied with a laugh. Think whatever you want. After that, Bai Shi left the hospital room. The next morning, at the headquarters of the Beast Tamer Association, in the president's office, Bai Shi entered and reported, President, this is the list of candidates eligible for this year's Beast Tamer selection exam. Please take a look. The president of the Beast Tamer Association took the file and looked through it. When he got to Wen Xuan's file, he spoke up. Is this the kid with the SSS rank evolution potential you mentioned? Bai Shi replied, that's right. I already informed him of the test schedule yesterday. The president of the Beast Tamer Association said with a smile, come on little Bai, there's no one else here, you don't have to be so formal. I refuse, and I also request that you, Mr. President, maintain a professional attitude during work hours. All right. In that case, I guess I'll just have to wait a little longer. With that said, the president of the Beast Tamer Association continued flipping through the files and stopped at the profile of a girl in a baseball cap, murmuring, between these two, I wonder who the real G. Just then, the phone on his desk suddenly rang. He picked it up and saw it was a call from the laboratory. The president of the Beast Tamer Association seemed a bit annoyed, letting out a sigh before answering the call. The person on the phone asked, is there any news on the missing test subject? The association president replied, not yet. Didn't I say I'd call if there was any news? The person on the other end was silent for a moment before speaking. I understand. I'll wait. Then they hung up. Bai Shi spoke up. President, do you need my help searching for the test subject? The association president said, no need. Dangerous jobs like this should be left to a chubby, middle-aged guy like me. Meanwhile, Wen Xuan had arrived at the location for the Beast Tamer qualification exam. He looked around and murmured, there are so many people here for the test. Just then, someone called out from behind him, Li Wenxuan. Wenxuan turned around in confusion and saw his two friends. He called out happily, Old Sao, Old Liu. The two of them also replied cheerfully, it really is you, Wenxuan. Little Liu actually came. Then the two of them walked over, slinging their arms around his shoulders and teasing him. Cao Cheng spoke up, you punk. Where have you been drifting around since graduation? When I called your family, your sister said you went to work in the mines. Lu Hao also chimed in. Yeah, what he said. The three of us brothers agreed to become beast tamers together like the heroes in a monster summoner anime. For a moment there, I thought you'd given up on our dream, Wen Xuan said with a smile. Something came up suddenly back then, and I needed money, so... Liu Hao cut him off saying, look Wen Xuan, I know not wanting to bother others is one of your strengths, but you shouldn't treat your brothers like complete strangers, you know, Wen Xuan said. Everything's fine now, it's just that things were a bit complicated, so... He was cut off again before he could finish, this time by Cao Cheng. He pointed at the two phantom beasts following Wen Xuan and asked, wait a minute, Wen Xuan, are those your two phantom beasts? Did you get a pet system or something? Does that mean you're already a beast tamer? Wen Xuan replied, well, yes and no. Cao Cheng asked curiously, what do you mean? These two, I thought they were always by your side, Wen Xuan replied. How should I put this? But for some reason, I can't form a phantom beast contract with this cat. It's not like in a **** pet system webtoon *** at all, Gao Cheng asked in surprise. Huh, is that even? Liu Hao laughed and guessed, haha, maybe the materials you bought were just too low quality. Or maybe that shady merchant sold you some junk. Remembering he only had 86 yuan left in his bank account, Wen Xuan said, ah, now that you mention it, that's a real possibility. Just then, an announcement rang out. The Beast Tamer certification exam has begun, requesting all candidates to bring their admission tickets and enter the examination hall in an orderly manner. Wen Xuan's two friends declared, with fiery determination, "All right, let's go. This is the moment we fulfill our dream of becoming an OPMC Beast Tamer, Don't worry with us here, we'll definitely support you with all our might." The exam was about to start as a female teacher walked into the room and began to explain the rules. "Welcome everyone to the Beast Tamer certification exam, a crucial first step for anyone who's a fan of the Beast Taming Manhwa, This exam consists of a total of 3 tests. The first is a basic knowledge test. I will present several phantom beasts, much like you'd see in a monster summoner anime and ask you to write down everything you know about them. The more detailed your writing, the higher your score will be. The second test is the contract signing test. You can either prepare your own phantom beast or purchase one here to form a contract with it. As long as the contract is successfully signed, you will pass. The final section is the combat test. You must command your phantom beast to battle against others, and those who win their match will pass. Those who pass all 3 tests will be awarded a Junior Beast Tamer certificate, the first step towards an SSS rank evolution, and will receive certain privilege. The exam officially begins. The female teacher clapped her hands, and 3 phantom beasts immediately appeared on the stage. Candidates, please begin answering based on your knowledge of these 3 phantom beasts. You may begin. After reading the question, the candidates sighed. Why is this year's exam so difficult? Last year's exam didn't have this type of question. We're screwed. There's no way we can do this. Wen Xuan looked at the 3 detailed description panels of the 3 phantom beasts appearing before him, and thought to himself, for me, this is basically an open book test. But what about old Gao and old Liu? They should be fine, right? Wen Xuan turned his head to look and saw the word, give up, written all over his 2 buddies' faces. So he whispered to them, hey, you 2, just copy my answers. Wen Xuan. That's our Wen Xuan all right. I knew it. We're the best bros. 2 hours later, the female teacher entered the room to announce the results. Those whose names I call next may stay and continue with the tests. As for those whose names are not called, please try again next year. Zhang Sanguo, Li Si Bao, Wang Wuhu, Liu Hao, Gao Cheng. Hearing their names, Liu Hao and Gao Cheng jumped for joy, exclaiming, that's awesome, Wen Xuan. From now on, you're my godfather. That's right, we're willing to be your adopted sons, the teacher continued. Lista Yi Yi Bei, O Pizzacalo. Liao Dan Ya Hua Li, all of the above have passed. This result left Liu Hao and Gao Cheng stunned. Why wasn't our godfather's name called? That's right, both of us passed. How could our godfather not have passed? What the heck? What's going on? Could the system's answer be wrong? But Cao Cheng and Liu Hao, they both passed, didn't they? Thinking this, Wen Xuan asked, did you both copy my answers exactly? How could I copy everything I intentionally changed apart to make my answer different from yours? That's right, a basic trick like that is no problem for us. You must be very familiar with it. Could it be that the parts they changed were the correct answers? Just as Wen Xuan was getting confused, the female instructor spoke up. Additionally, I want to give a special mention to the 2 students who achieved a perfect score on this exam. They are Li Wenxuan and Kyo Exa. At noon in the cafeteria of the Beast Tamer Certification Center, a key location in any great beast taming manhwa, Wen Xuan was eating when he overheard other candidates gossiping about him. Hey, you see that? That's the guy who got a perfect score on the exam. Oh, so that's him. I also heard this is his first time taking the test. Even his 2 friends started getting loud. Wen Xuan, you little punk, you've become the center of attention in the blink of an eye. Haha, that's right, big bro, you're a straight-up genius. Wen Xuan said quietly, it's not that big of a deal. It was just luck. Cao Cheng laughed and said, what are you talking about? Luck is a form of strength too. Liu Hao also laughed heartily, patting Wen Xuan on the back, saying, exactly, why are you still playing humble now just then? A girl in a baseball cap approached their table and spoke. You're Li Wenxuan. Wen Xuan looked at her suspiciously. The girl continued. I'm Kyo Exa. Hearing this, Wen Xuan immediately realized that the girl before him was the other student who had also aced the test. He asked, can I help you with something? Kyo Exa said. Even though you got a perfect score like me, I have a little something to tell you. I got 100 points because the test was only worth 100 points, but you got 100 points because that's the best you can do. Get it? Hearing this, Liu Hao angrily shot up. Haha, are you looking down on our big bro? Is this chick trying to pick a fight? Kyo Exa retorted. People who only get by because they mooch off others should step aside. Don't make me expose you all. Liu Hao, sweating bullets, said fine, I'm out, As for Wenxuan, his attention was drawn to the phantom beast at Kyozia's feet. A patterned ice serpent ice attribute. Its next stage, the glacial serpent, could be an SSS rank evolution. Basic attributes: level 25 out of 30, strength 55 out of 60, intellect 60 out of 60, strong attribute, ice weak, attribute, fire, abnormal status, mind corrosion. After reading the entire system panel, a classic feature in any pet system webtoon, Wenxuan stood up, looked at Kyoexa, and said, "Seriously, Kyoexa, right. I have something to tell you too. Your phantom beast has an abnormality. I suggest you check it thoroughly before forming a contract." Do you think something like that can affect me? I'm well aware of my phantom beast's condition. You people only know how to use cheap, unorthodox tricks. You'd better pray you don't face me in the combat exam, because if you do, I'll humiliate you completely. You wannabe OP MC Beast Tamer. With that, Kyoexa turned and walked away. Not long after, she returned to her room and let out a huge sigh of relief. Patting her own cheeks and psyching herself up, "Kyoexa, come on, you can't lose to a guy like that. You're the best, you have to be number one." Then she bent down to pet her patterned ice serpent's head, and said with a smile, "Genf, let's do our best this afternoon, just like in a monster summoner anime." She didn't notice that, for a split second, a flash of red appeared in the patterned ice snake's eyes, before vanishing. By the afternoon, the second trial began. The candidate John and his three-tailed beast successfully formed a contract. Hearing the examiner's announcement, John hugged his tamed beast and shouted with joy, "Awesome, this is amazing, I've become a beast tamer." Haha. Vincent's two friends whispered, "Looks like this second round is basically a freebie, huh?" "Yeah, I mean, what idiot would bring a disobedient magical beast to the exam anyway?" Behind them, Vincent looked down at the strawberry cat with some concern, muttering, "You hear that? Don't you dare embarrass me, you little furball." The strawberry cat shot Vincent a disdainful glance. Just then, the examiner called out, "Next up, Vincent Lee." His two friends immediately started cheering. "It's finally the boss's turn. Boss, show us mere mortals what a real OP MC Beast Tamer can do." Meanwhile, Vincent, looking like he was heading to a funeral, walked to the center of the field with the strawberry cat and stood facing it. "Hey kitty, it's all up to you now." After a silent prayer, Vincent's expression turned serious, as he shouted, "All right, let's begin." Instantly, a large golden magic circle appeared on the ground beneath Vincent and the strawberry cat. The strawberry cat was startled and let out a cry, then slammed its paw into the ground with such force that the earth cracked into tiny fissures. The magic circle vanished without a trace along with it. His two friends watching from the sidelines were petrified and stammered, "B-boss, what's happening?" Vincent's mouth twitched as he sighed internally. "I knew it." The other candidates treated it like a joke and started laughing and chattering. "Whoa, was that lucky high score really just a fluke? I've never heard of anyone failing this stage of the exam. This is like a scene from a gag beast taming manhwa." "Ha ha." The examiner spoke up. "Student Vincent Lee, do you want to switch to a different magical beast, or will you try again?" "No need, I'll continue." As he said that, Vincent glanced at his quest panel, a classic feature in any pet system webtoon. Form a contract with the strawberry cat, success rate, not above 1%. Although the success rate of contracting with the Arctic dog was clearly higher, this time he had the boost from the Beast Tamer Association's Supreme Contract Formation, so there wouldn't be a better chance than this. He had to form a contract with it today, no matter what, so he'd just have to try a newer contracting method. With that thought, Vincent tried again. Contract formation with Vincent Lee, failed. Please try again. Contract formation failed. Please try again. Contract formation failed. Failed. The examiner announced the failure each and every time. The surrounding candidates were already roaring with laughter. "Haha, this is more entertaining than a monster summoner anime. To think there's someone even a strawberry cat refuses to contract with. No wonder his high score was just a fluke. The result is just too perfect." In the middle of the field, Vincent, feeling both defeated and exhausted, collapsed to the ground, panting heavily. Just then, Kaya walked over and said, "I told you getting 100 points was nothing but pure luck. Move aside, let me show you what a true genius looks like." Then she looked at the examiner and said politely, "Ma'am, let me begin. Please allow me to proceed with the contract." Hearing this, the examiner let out a sigh of relief and announced, "All right then, student Kaya, you may begin your contract formation." Without a second word, Kaya began the contract formation with the patterned ice snake. The process went incredibly smoothly, until waves of black aura began to emanate from the patterned ice snake, a sign of a potential SSS rank evolution, and its eyes turned a deep blood red. Seeing this, Kaisa cried out in terror, "What the heck?" Suddenly, before the horrified eyes of the other examinees, the patterned ice serpent roared and charged at the female proctor. The proctor seemed too stunned to react, just standing there, frozen in place. In this critical moment, a loud shout rang out. "Watch out!" Van Hien rushed forward just in time, grabbing the female proctor and diving to the side to evade the attack. He cursed to himself, "That foolish girl, I told her she needed to check it again." As for the other examinees, seeing the mystical beast attack a person, they were all terrified, turning to run and scream. Could the mystical beast have lost control? "Help me, everyone, run." Kaisa had now snapped out of her daze. She anxiously ran towards the patterned ice serpent, calling out, "Bing Bing, what are you doing?" Seeing this, Van Hien rushed over, grabbed her by the wrist and warned her. "Hey, don't go over there. Your mystical beast is extremely dangerous right now." Kaisa angrily yanked her hand away and yelled, "Let me go. My Bing Bing would absolutely never hurt anyone." Then she looked towards the patterned ice serpent and spoke softly. "Bing Bing, it's me, I'm here. Bing Bing, calm down, come on over." Hearing this, the patterned ice serpent looked towards her and slowly slithered closer. Seeing this, Kaisa happily exclaimed, "That's right, Bing Bing, I knew you'd listen to me." However, the moment she finished speaking, she was sent flying by a whip of the patterned ice serpent's tail. And it didn't stop there. The patterned ice serpent lunged after her, opening its jaws to bite down. Seeing this, Kaisa thought with sorrow, "Bing Bing, why? Am I going to die in a place like this?" In her mind, memories from her childhood began to surface. "Kaisa, are you listening to me? Kaisa, you need to learn more from your older brother." Hearing her parents say this, and seeing the pride in their eyes when they looked at her brother, Kaisa replied unhappily, "I don't want to." The scene shifts. Kaisa's mother pointed to her brother playing with his mystical beast and said to her, "Kaisa, look at your brother, isn't he so talented? You need to work hard too." In that moment, a thought sparked in young Kaisa's mind. "Yeah, every day, it's always about my brother. Brother. Isn't it just training mystical beasts? I can do that too. I'll definitely become stronger than him." In another memory, a dirt-covered Kaisa shouted at the patterned ice serpent, "Faster, patterned ice serpent, you need to go faster." Is that all you can do? When the patterned ice serpent was so exhausted it could barely hold its head up, Kaisa continued to shout, "Patterned ice serpent, no resting, get up right now." Hearing her, the patterned ice serpent could only force itself to continue training. Kaisa ran alongside it yelling, "That's it, a little faster, let's go." As she remembered this, Kaisa whispered, "Brother, I'm sorry, I didn't want to be your rival." "Bing Bing, you must hate me so much, right?" She then closed her eyes, offering no resistance to the patterned ice serpent's approaching fangs. At that exact moment, the strawberry cat suddenly appeared, sending the patterned ice serpent flying with one punch. Van Hien appeared next to Kaisa, shouting, "What are you spacing out for? Get out of here now." Kaisa looked at him stunned and asked Van Hien, "Why are you still here?" Van Hien had no time for her because he saw the patterned ice serpent launch an attack, sweeping its tail towards the strawberry cat. He immediately yelled to his pet strawberry cat, "Watch out," and dodge low. The strawberry cat meowed in response, acknowledging the command as it charged toward the patterned ice serpent. Van Hien yelled again, "Get down and dodge." Hearing this, the strawberry cat immediately ducked low, dodging the patterned ice serpent's tail sweep. Van Hien commanded again, "This is a perfect opportunity. Strawberry cat, strike the snake at its vital point, give it a solid punch." The strawberry cat instantly obeyed. It successfully landed a punch on the patterned ice serpent's weak spot, then quickly backed away, engaging it in a duel. On the sidelines, a confused Kyo-sa wondered to herself, "How can this be? They haven't even formed a contract, have they? Why is that cat following his orders like in some beast-taming manhwa?" Just then, two men in suits ran over, calling out, "Miss Kim Toa, we received a dispatch to assist student Van Hien. Thank you for stalling for time. You can leave the rest to us." After that, both men took out orbs containing their beasts and said, "Let's eliminate this patterned ice serpent as quickly as possible. Prepare to attack." Student Kyo-sa, "We'll arrange for a different beast for you later." Kyo-sa cried out in panic, "No, please don't hurt Bing Bing. Bing Bing isn't normally like this. I'm sure there must be another reason for her behavior." The man in the suit cut her off, shouting, "That's impossible. With a beast in a berserk state, no one can guarantee it can be controlled safely." Van Hien suddenly shouted, "If you can't save her, then get out of my way. That beast is in immense pain right now, yet you treat her like a defective tool, thinking you can just dispose of her to fix the problem. Do you even consider her a living creature?" He then turned to Kyo-sa and said, "Don't worry. I will do everything I can to stop your patterned ice serpent." The man in the suit retorted angrily, "Van Hien, you little brat. You can't even form a contract with a single beast. What right do you have to talk here?" Van Hien didn't bother to answer him. He turned to the strawberry cat and shouted, "Strawberry cat, I believe you want to save her too. If you feel the same way I do, then don't reject my contract any longer. Do you understand?" Upon hearing this, the strawberry cat seemed to think for a moment, and then a golden light erupted from both it and Van Hien, signaling the start of the contract process, a true sign of an OPMC beast tamer. The two men in suits stared, jaws agape. No, impossible. How can he possibly form a contract in a situation like this? In an instant, the contract was successful, a feat worthy of an SSS rank evolution. The strawberry cat struck a pose and faced the patterned ice serpent, which let out a furious roar. It lunged to bite the strawberry cat, but was effortlessly sent flying with a single punch. A short while later, in an office, Bai Shi asked with a stern face, "What exactly happened?" The man in the suit handed him a file, replying, "Kyo-sa's beast went berserk while forming the contract. All the details are in this report, but the cause is still under investigation." And how was the situation resolved? This student commanded a beast to defeat the out-of-control patterned ice serpent, just like a scene from a pet system webtoon. And what about Kyo-sa? Is she out of danger? Yes, she's fine, the man in the suit replied. Why did Kyo-sa's beast suddenly go berserk? Could it be related to that escaped beast? This whole thing feels like a plot from a monster summoner anime. Bai Shi pondered for a moment before telling the man in the suit, "I see. You may leave now. I have something to discuss with him. That kid is getting a private audience with the vice president. He's about to shoot for the stars. If I'd known, I wouldn't have antagonized him earlier." The man in the suit sighed to himself and quickly departed. As soon as the door closed, Bai Shi left his seat and walked up to Van Hien. "You really never cease to amaze me. Considering your performance during the exam, granting you a junior beast tamer license seems a bit too low, doesn't it?" Wen Xuan scratched his head sheepishly and replied, "It was just luck. Don't be so modest. When the situation suddenly descended into chaos, you managed to stay calm and resolve such a difficult problem, showing the potential of a true OPMC beast tamer. That's not something you can achieve with just 2 words like luck. This is the highest certification I can grant you within my authority. To go further, you'll have to go to a higher level institution to take the test. However, with your abilities, I believe you'll be on the fast track to an SSS rank evolution, and can consider taking the high-rank Beast Tamer exam." Wen Xuan happily accepted the certificate, his mouth wide open in amazement. "Enough with the oohs and ahs. Now that you're officially a Beast Tamer, I have an important mission for you." The scene changes to a room somewhere where a group of men are frantically destroying everything inside. "Hurry up. We can't let anyone find any clues. Smash everything," the leader urged his underlings, cursing inwardly. "Damn it. That thing's mystic beast didn't even kick the bucket. If I'd known, I would have used more poison. And then there's that beast tamer with the strawberry cat. Who the hell is he? How could he control a rampaging patterned ice python? If I'd known, I never would have gotten involved in this mess. Boss, everything that can be smashed has been smashed." Just as the group was about to leave, a voice rang out, "Don't be in such a hurry to leave." The men were startled at first, but it was only for a moment. Then one of them pulled out a gun and fired repeatedly at the mysterious figure. But the man was completely unharmed, leaving the entire group horrified. The bullets were stopped. How is that possible? Is that guy even human? He's just wearing a bulletproof vest to act all mysterious. With that, one of the thugs rushed forward with a club intending to strike the mysterious man, but was stopped by his bare hand. "Wrong answer," he said. It was only then that everyone noticed the absolutely massive dark element mystic beast behind him, a creature that looked like it was summoned straight out of a monster summoner anime. The thugs, now terrified, dropped to their knees and begged, "Sir, spare our lives. Whatever you want, just say the word, we'll do anything." The mysterious man put his hands in his pockets, his voice cold as he asked, "Who sent you?" The leader hesitated. "Sir, if I talk, I'm a dead man for sure. If you're going to be dealt with anyway, then I won't force you. Coincidentally, I have a knack for getting answers from the mouths of the dead. Be ready to do it." Hearing this, his mystic beast let out a roar and wiped out the group with a single move. Once it was over, the mysterious man walked over and placed his hand on the leader's head, then used magic to read his memories. He saw an image of a young man with blonde hair handing a stack of cash to the group and ordering them. "Cause a disturbance at the Beast Tamer exam, the bigger the better." "Got you," the mysterious man said. The scene cuts back to our main character. After hearing the mission, Wen Xuan said with some concern, "Vice Chairman Bai, isn't this mission a little too difficult for me?" "Don't worry. Since you're now a mid-rank beast tamer, it's time for a mid-rank beast tamer like you to learn about certain things. Things that only mid-rank beast tamers are allowed to know." Bai Shi suddenly asked Li Wenxuan. In the old world, everyone dreamed of becoming rich, but in this world, a world straight out of a beast-taming manhwa, everyone dreams of becoming a beast tamer. Do you know why that is? Because, in this world, which is basically a real-life pet system, Webtoon beast tamers have status and mystic beasts, which is super cool. Wenxuan answered nonchalantly, "No. Because to become a mid-level beast tamer, the rules of the old world no longer apply to me. they're a thing of the past. For example, it's common sense that no matter how strong a normal human is, they can't take a bullet. Wen Xuan paused at this point, wondering, can a mid-level beast tamer actually block bullets? Bai Shi replied. Mid-level beast tamers, through a special ritual, can even have their phantom beasts take damage for them. Speaking of Soul Link, it's a secret beast taming art, a classic skill you'd find in a Times pet system, Webtoon Times, that only mid-level tamers can cultivate. The beast tamer links their own soul with their beasts. While this secret art is active, any damage dealt to the tamer is transferred to the beast. As long as one of them isn't killed, the other will not die, no matter how much damage they sustain. The scene shifts to a bustling city street. A few girls were admiring a young man walking a beast, praising him for already being a beast tamer, at such a young age, a common trope in any times. Beast taming manhwa *. Hearing this, the young man puffed out his chest and smiled confidently. Just then, another person walked up and asked him, "Is my phantom beast unharmed?" He quickly stood up and said respectfully to the man, "Yes sir, your phantom beast is right here." After hearing this, the man turned to leave, tossing back a comment, "Looks like you're pretty well suited for being a dog walker." The girls who had just been praising him immediately sneered in contempt, realizing he was just a glorified dog walker. But the guy wasn't even embarrassed and just smirked. These losers. So what if I walk beasts for a real beast tamer? It'd be awesome if I could walk you girls too. Just then, the crowd started buzzing about someone else catching the young man's attention. The person they were all looking at was none other than Li Wenxuan. The young man glared at him with envy, thinking to himself, I can tell he's in the same business. Wenxuan, a true Times OPMC beast tamer Times, ignored everyone's stares and casually told his strawberry cat to sit. The young man immediately walked over and asked with a sarcastic tone, "You a dog walker too? How much do you get for walking?" "This one," Wenxuan frowned and shot back. "Walking? What? It's a cat." "Can't you see?" the young man stubbornly retorted. "Don't you get it? Oh, so you're a newbie. We temporarily take care of beasts for real tamers, so we call it dog walking." Wenxuan looked blankly and said, "No thanks. If I need someone later, I'll find you." The young man continued his mockery. "Why are you pretending to be a beast tamer? I'm tired of this act. Everyone knows the deal. At our age, it's impossible to become a real beast tamer, so don't bother hiding it from me. And Times SSS rank evolution times doesn't just happen overnight." Just then, a car sped over to where they were. Bai Shi was inside and called out to Li Wenxuan. "Have you been waiting long? I had a lot to take care of, so it took some time." She then added casually, "Please, our esteemed mid-level beast tamer, I hope you don't mind the wait." Wenxuan quickly tried to shush her to avoid drawing attention. "Vice President Bai, stop teasing me." After he got in the car, she handed him a stack of papers and explained, "These are the mission details I mentioned before. Take them home and read them over when you're done here." Hearing this, Wenxuan nodded in agreement. Without hesitation, Bai Shi then slammed on the gas and took off. And just like that, the car sped off into the distance, leaving the stunned dog walker behind. The gossiping girls couldn't help but buzz with excitement, wondering if they just saw a real-life Times Wenxuan, on the other hand, is an intermediate-level beast tamer. The other guy couldn't stop sweating, realizing he had just messed with a powerful beast tamer. The scene changes to a luxurious office building, and as they step into the elevator, Bai Shi begins to explain. "The reason I'm personally escorting you to the Beast Tamer Training Center is that I'm worried they might give you a hard time on your first visit." Wenxuan, hearing this, couldn't help but ask, "They're going to give me a hard time," Bai Shi calmly replied. Normally this kind of issue wouldn't occur, since the Beast Tamer Development Office is a subsidiary of our Beast Tamer Association. But 3 years ago, to improve the overall strength of the association, they hired a high-level beast tamer to be the director here. However, this high-level beast tamer has a very peculiar personality. As she pressed the elevator button, she continued, "If he's in a good mood, he'll willingly teach any beast tamer regardless of their rank. But if he's in a bad mood, he'll kick out any beast tamer, no matter how powerful they are." Hearing this, Wenxuan asked in bewilderment, "Is that even a thing?" Bai Shi didn't hesitate to continue. "For the past 6 months, we've personally brought the beast tamers who passed the exam here to train, hoping to slightly improve the success rate. After all, the success rate for beast tamers in our city has consistently been the lowest since this high-level beast tamer took over. Because of this, the association president can't even request more funding from headquarters." After a moment, the elevator arrived at their floor. Genf was already there waiting for them. She then looked over at Wenxuan and asked, "Sister Bai Shi came to get you." "I knew you'd pass too." Genf came over to tease Wenxuan, so he cheerfully asked back, "You've already recovered so quickly." After a moment, Kyosa pulled her back and exclaimed, "Genf, he's our rival, Li Wenxuan. You listen to me. Even though you saved me, I will definitely surpass you one day." Wenxuan could only feel helpless hearing this. He replied with an indifferent expression, I know. Bai Shi quickly stepped in, saying, all right, let's not waste any more time. Let's go in and see Master Fan right now. Inside the room, Master Fan spoke with a contemptuous tone, an intermediate-level beast tamer. I bet you pulled some strings to get that certification. Hearing this, Wen Xuan immediately challenged him, Master Fan. What exactly do you mean by that? The man answered without hesitation. What do I mean? I believe you only became a beast tamer by using your connections. Then he pointed directly at Wen Xuan and yelled, unless you can prove to me that you have the real skills of an OPMC beast tamer. Bai Shi finally spoke up. Master Fan, didn't you already witness his abilities a few days ago at the beast tamer examination arena? It was student Li Wenxuan who single-handedly resolved that crisis. Master Fan just retorted coldly. For all I know, you could have faked the video. Besides, isn't subduing a berserk patterned ice snake the most fundamental skill of a beast tamer? It's a common trope in any monster summoner anime. He continued in a stern voice. If these two brats want to train here, they must pass my test to prove they earned their rank and didn't just get it through connections or some lucky SSS rank evolution. Do you two have the guts to take my test? At this, Kyosa lost her cool and yelled, what right do you have to accuse us of cheating? We were the top performers in the official beast tamer examination. Who are you to just dismiss our achievements like that? Master Fan replied, condescendingly, because I am the director of this, the Beast Tamer Training Office. Wen Xuan finally spoke up, agreeing to the man's condition and asked directly, so, what do we need to do? Hearing this, Master Fan let out a hearty laugh, and he made a declaration. Then you two will have to face this. Following his pointed finger, they saw a mystical beast with a ferocious expression, its body covered in wounds. Seeing this, Kyojia shouted, why is this mystical beast so badly injured? What kind of heartless person could do something so cruel to such an adorable flame fox? Master Fan frowned and replied, the ones who did this to the flame fox were you, beast tamers. Hearing this, Kyojia asked in alarm, what do you mean? The man simply answered nonchalantly, you came here to learn the secret art of soul-linking beast taming, correct? Once you learn this art, you'll start sending your mystical beasts on dangerous missions, essentially making them take the damage that you should be taking. When these mystical beasts reach their limit, you'll abandon them and replace them with stronger ones. And Master Fan asked them again, do you two dare to face the severely injured flame fox before you? Right now it's extremely hostile towards humans. If you're not confident, then go home and play house with your mystical pets. After Master Fan finished speaking, Wen Xuan seemed to notice something about the flame fox. The pet system Webtoon interface displayed its stats, which looked quite powerful. After looking at the stat sheet, Wen Xuan couldn't help but wonder, I can understand the poison status, but what does mutating mean? Is this some kind of SSS? With that thought, he turned to Master Fan and asked, did you just feed the flame fox something? Hearing this, the man couldn't help but wonder how he knew. Wen Xuan, acting like a true OPMC beast tamer, raised his voice angrily. Stop wasting time, just tell me now, or this flame fox's life will be in danger. After he said that, Master Fan stammered in reply, I just gave it a fire dragon fruit for nourishment. How could its life be in danger? Getting his answer, Wen Xuan fell into deep thought. Fire dragon fruit is used to raise fire-type mystical beasts, which is perfectly normal. But why is this flame fox having an adverse reaction? He asked Master Fan again, were this mystical beast's injuries caused by the ice element? The man was astonished that he knew this and said, but I waited for its ice element wounds to heal before I fed it. Hearing this, Wen Xuan pondered again. It's no longer related to the ice element, yet there's still an adverse reaction, so the main problem must be its poisoned state. With that thought, he stated with certainty, it must have been hit by both ice and poison type attacks at the same time. Due to the interaction between these two attributes, the poison in its body is still spreading with an underlying ice attribute. After hearing this, Master Fan looked completely horrified, as he had never seen a case like this in any beast-taming manhwa. Wen Xuan interjected, but for now, that's the most logical deduction. After figuring everything out, Wen Xuan immediately asked the system, is there a way to save it? The system, like something straight out of a monster summoner anime, then listed a series of ingredients needed to save it. Wen Xuan immediately recited them and told Master Fan, if you want to save this flame fox, prepare those ingredients. Hearing this, the man quickly asked back, do you really have a way to treat this beast? Wen Xuan looked at the flame fox seriously. No matter what, I'm going to save you. Right after that, he went back into the kitchen and started chopping up some kind of medicine. Master Fan and Kyosa watched from a distance. They couldn't stop murmuring about how his healing method looked just like cooking. A moment later, he finished and brought out a rather horrifying-looking plate of medicine. The other two were extremely bewildered and worried when they saw the plate of medicine he brought out. Wen Xuan ignored them and brought it directly to the flame fox. Seeing it hesitate, he reassured it. "You're already in this state anyway, so you might as well trust me this one time, right?" 1 hour later, the flame fox was vomiting non-stop. Seeing this, Master Fan angrily shouted, "Hey kid, it's been vomiting for a whole hour now. Why does it look like it's in even more danger?" Wen Xuan confidently replied, "I've checked it thoroughly, there's nothing wrong." Master Fan was extremely anxious and about to yell something when a burst of flames suddenly erupted behind him. Feeling the heat, he quickly turned around to see what was happening. At this moment, the flame fox had not only recovered, but was also undergoing an SSS rank evolution. Seeing this, Wen Xuan's expression was incredibly confident. He shot up and cheered, "Welcome to your new life," and just like that, it had evolved, transforming into a bone flame fox. Seeing this, Master Fan's expression couldn't have been more astonished. Wen Xuan calmly walked over and congratulated it on its recovery. Suddenly, he turned to Master Fan and asked, "I've successfully saved the flame fox. Does that mean I've passed the test?" Hearing this, Master Fan was completely bewildered. He's still thinking about the test at a time like this, healing a beast and making it evolve. This is the work of a true OP-MC beast tamer. This kind of high-level beast tamer is extremely hard to find. With that thought, he said, with some embarrassment, "Since you've passed the test, then of course I will teach you the secret technique. However, I must also remind you of one thing. If you dare use your ability to heal beasts to intentionally harm them, I will absolutely not spare you." After he confirmed that he understood, Master Fan said, "Then, I won't delay any longer. Let's go, I'll teach you the secret technique." As Wen Xuan was following, he suddenly stopped. It turned out the bone flame fox was following him, tugging at him, as if it wanted to say something. Wen Xuan couldn't help but laugh out loud as the bone flame fox licked his cheek. Kiyosha was astonished. Seeing Wen Xuan tame the beast so easily was like a scene from a beast taming manhwa. Master Fan also stared in disbelief, seeing the bone flame fox willingly approach a human. Meanwhile, Li Wen Xuan stood up straight and looked at it. "You're all right now, so we'll see each other again sometime." Hearing this, the bone flame fox drooped its head sadly, whimpering affectionately. Suddenly, a painful fist came crashing down on his head. Master Fan angrily scolded Wen Xuan, who was clutching his head. "You idiot, the bone flame fox wants to go with you." He didn't get it. Rubbing his head, he explained that his family's financial situation couldn't support it right now. "Besides, I haven't gotten permission from its previous beast tamer." Master Fan immediately dismissed that with a grim expression. That scumbag, a villain straight out of a monster summoner anime, was the one who caused this injury. He had already kicked that guy out of the Beast Tamer Association, so Wen Xuan didn't need to worry anymore. With that said, Master Fan turned to look thoughtfully at the strawberry cat, suggesting that he feed it leftovers so he could add the bone flame fox to his team, just like in a pet system webtoon. Hearing this, the strawberry cat immediately puffed up its fur and screeched in protest. Li Wen Xuan awkwardly mentioned that he also had an Arctic dog at home. Master Fan remained firm, refusing to let him disappoint the Bonefire Fox, and made a proposal. Van Hien would come help him treat the injured mystical beasts every week for a fee, and as soon as he heard this, his eyes lit up, and he cheered. At night, in a high-rise apartment building where only a few lights were on, Bok Thoch sat on the sofa, furiously shouting into her phone. "Minister Liu, what you said before is nothing like this. No matter how talented Li Van Hien and Kiyosha are, they can't be involved in the military's combat operations. Besides, didn't the military say they only needed to observe from a distance?" Faced with her accusations, the person on the other end could only try to calm her down for the time being. He explained that the military's hand was forced. Ever since mystical beasts appeared a common trope in any monster summoner anime, all the rules, every nation for its own agenda is working day and night, capturing, training, and breeding ever stronger mystical beasts, a classic trope in the beast taming manhwa. They are currently ahead of the curve, so they can still ensure safety for now. But the situation is urgent, and if they fall behind and lose their autonomy, the consequences will be unimaginable. At this point, Minister Liu continued to reassure her, promising to do everything in his power to guarantee the students' safety, on the condition that they also did their part. After hearing this, Bok Thoch simply furrowed her brow and said she understood. Early the next morning, numerous beast tamers gathered with their mystical beasts in a large open field. Van Hien was one of them. He looked around, realizing these people were truly the genius beast tamers selected from across the entire province. Van Hien was shocked to see that everyone had two mystical beasts, a common sight in a *** pet system, Webtoon, ***, and each one was at least a second. Suddenly, a military vehicle approached them, and a wave of impressed murmurs rippled through the crowd. They were thrilled to see a military vehicle up close. The door opened, and a pair of combat boots hit the ground. A man in dark sunglasses emerged, his stern face looking even more imposing. A few of the beast tamers remained overly confident. They figured there was nothing to be impressed about, thinking the drill instructor was just a bit more muscular than them. As the instructor got closer, the two who were just whispering immediately noticed something. Even his dark sunglasses couldn't conceal the glint of killing intent in his eyes. The two beast tamers started trembling involuntarily, confused as to why their bodies were shaking uncontrollably. In contrast, Li Van Hien, a true *** OPMC beast tamer, ***, stood calmly and watched the instructor with a cold expression. This level of killing intent, he quickly deduced that the man was testing them. The instructor observed everyone's reactions and smirked with interest. It seemed this year's batch wasn't entirely made up of weaklings. With that thought, he addressed them in a loud voice. "First off, I have to commend your courage for even showing up here." The instructor announced that their mission was to assist the military in eliminating an extremely powerful mystical beast, one whose power was at least 3rd tier, possibly even on the path. He then lowered his voice, "And to prevent you all from soiling your pants the moment you see this beast, I'm going to put you through some quick training." The two beast tamers who had been shaking earlier immediately reacted. They felt they were being grossly underestimated. The instructor wasn't the least bit surprised by their attitude. "If you two are that confident, then let's start with you." As he finished speaking, the two guys immediately threw out their beast orbs, determined to show off their power. His own power. His two summoned beasts, the Venom Fang Slayer and the Flamehorn Bull, appeared majestically on command. The drill instructor just coldly roared 3 words, "Golden Mane Lion." Almost instantly, the military vehicle was blown apart from the inside by a brilliant flash of light. The Golden Mane Lion burst out, swishing its tail and growling, ready for battle. In the blink of an eye, it swatted the Flamehorn Bull aside. Then, the Golden Mane Lion leaped in front of the Venom Fang Slayer. Its deafening roar petrified the two arrogant beast tamers. They couldn't believe their eyes. The Flamehorn Bull had been taken down in an instant. The other beast tamers watching were also terrified. Wenxuan frowned tensely. It was indeed the instructor's beast. A Tier 3 Golden Mane Lion, a creature with the potential for an SSS rank evolution. The instructor boomed. "This monster is just the weakest threat you'll face in the future. Therefore, you shouldn't think you can easily pass the military's test." Afterwards, he issued a warning. "Anyone who doesn't have the guts to die on the battlefield, get out of here immediately. The army has no need for cowards." Hearing this, a few people panicked and wanted to withdraw immediately. Once one person left, others followed. Only Wenxuan remained standing still. Even so, there was a hint of worry on his face. He recalled what Bai Shi had told him. "This mission is very dangerous, but the army has technology that can help your sister walk again. Do you want to give it a shot?" Wenxuan was determined to pass the army's test. When he suddenly noticed Kesa and asked, "Are you sure you're okay to stay?" She scowled and shot back. "What's that supposed to mean? Are you doubting my abilities?" Wenxuan awkwardly explained, "That's not what I meant. Your beast was injured not long ago. If you participate in such intense training, won't it become hostile towards you? This is a classic dilemma you'd see in a pet system webtoon." Kesa calmly replied, "Genf is completely loyal to me." She even teased, "When it comes to creating hostility, no one's worse than you." After the commotion died down, the instructor, a true OPMC beast tamer, praised those who remained and explained the training plan for the next few days. He added, "All of you are elite members, so I probably don't need to teach you more about your own beast taming skills. Starting today, I will teach you how to coordinate better with others to complete mission objectives." The instructor observed, "There are 12 of us here, so you will divide into teams of 3 for a total of 4 groups. If you can't form your own teams, I will assign them. Team formation begins now." The people around Wenxuan quickly grouped up with each other, while he stood there, thinking to himself that he didn't seem to know anyone here. Just then, 2 young men approached Kesa to team up, but she just turned away coldly and sneered, "Sorry, I'm not interested in teaming up with trash." The guy got angry and sent his Thundermouse flying to attack her, a scene straight out of a Monster Summoner anime, but a cold blue light shot back. Instantly, the Thundermouse was frozen solid, unable to move. Seeing this, the guy could only kneel and call out to his Thundermouse, in vain. Kesa smugly walked over to Wenxuan and said, "Considering you helped me, if you bow your head and beg me, I'll join your team." Wenxuan was still frozen with a blank expression when someone else walked up and greeted him. She introduced herself as Fei Shi and said she wanted to join his team. Seeing such a beautiful girl, Wen Xuan blushed and stammered, asking her why she would want to join your team. She answered seriously, because earlier, when the instructor released the Golden Battle Lion, even though you were very close, you weren't scared at all and were strangely calm like a true OPMC beast tamer. Hearing that, Van Hien gave a wry smile and said, "My only mystic beast is this strawberry cat you don't mind," he added awkwardly, afraid she would laugh at him. "Besides, my cat isn't very well behaved." Dai Hai immediately replied, "That's fine, mystic beasts can get stronger through SSS rank evolution, but people can't. Am I right?" she calmly continued. "Since you've been honest about your mystic beast's situation, then I'll show you my mystic beast too." And then Lan Tai appeared at Dai Hai's command. As soon as he saw its stats, Van Hien was stunned. It's actually a second-stage mystic beast. Dai Hai, with the same expression, walked over and asked, "Judging by your reaction, I'll take that as a yes." Seeing the advantage of having a teammate with a second-stage mystic beast, Van Hien immediately nodded in agreement and wanted to shake her hand. But just as Dai Hai reached out her hand, it was swatted away by Kyo-sa. She pointed right in Van Hien's face and yelled, "I was the one talking to you. Are you ignoring me?" Van Hien could only stammer that it wasn't like that, but Kyo-sa continued to shout, "You can't team up with this shady person." Van Hien tried to argue, "What's so shady about her? Aren't we all from the Beast Tamer Association from other places?" Kyo-sa, still not satisfied, yelled, "I said no, and I mean no." At this moment, the instructor walked over and said, "If you three get along so well, why don't you just form a team together?" Hearing this, Kyo-sa asked irritably, "What part of this makes you think we get along?" The instructor simply replied nonchalantly, "Isn't that the case? Your mystic beast seems to be quite fond of him." When she looked over, Janaf was snuggling up to Van Hien, which made Kyo-sa furiously shout, "Didn't I tell you not to get friendly with the enemy?" Seeing them like this, the instructor thought to himself, "It's truly too dangerous for these kids to be involved in this mission, so they should enjoy this peaceful life while they still can before entering the battlefield." The scene changes to another location where an IV bag is dripping steadily. Liu Xing is slowly regaining consciousness. His arm and neck area are injured. As soon as he wakes up, Bai Shi is there to question him. As soon as his name is called, Liu Xing immediately tries to answer but can't. He thinks in shock, "What's going on? Why can't I speak?" Bai Shi approaches and informs him that his throat has been slit. His vocal cords are damaged, so it's nearly impossible for him to make a sound anymore. "Now for my questions, you just need to nod or shake your head. Ev."